Hi, I'm Kim from NESSP, and in this video, I'm going to be walking you through Lesson 8, Reflecting on and Presenting Your Mission. This is the final lesson from the Roads from Earth to Venus companion course. The guiding question for this lesson is, how successful have we been in planning our mission and what happens next? We'll walk through the 5 E's for this lesson. In Engage, students will begin by reflecting on ways that they individually contributed to the overall mission in the previous 7 lessons. They'll talk about their most important learning moments and hopefully have a chance to reflect both individually and discuss as a team. In Explore, students will work as a team to review their individual science and engineering notebooks, their team's mission development log draft, and compare that to the mission objective guidance to make any necessary final updates and changes to their mission development logs. In Explain, students will conduct their final iteration for MO5 and MO6. You may have already done this when you did those lessons and have video evidence or other data that you will include in your mission development log. Or if you're doing this at some sort of event, you'll be doing those mission objectives live. For Elaborate, students will choose an area of the challenge where they feel that their team really excelled and prepare a trifold board highlighting their best work. We really want to give students an opportunity to choose what they think they did well at rather than requiring them to present on everything they may not have finished or felt super successful at all the mission objectives. We want to give them an opportunity to highlight their best work. More on this when we talk about the Extend. In Evaluate, students will perform a self-evaluation of their own work. There is a rubric in the lesson plan called the Mission Review Rubric that will allow students to evaluate their own work and possibly the work of their peers based on that rubric before submitting their final project to you. In the Extend, there are some options for students to participate in a local science or engineering fair or present their work to other local audiences. Check that out for ideas. Things like family STEM nights and gathering authentic audiences are great ways to increase student buy-in. The other option is to explore NASA careers related to the work of this lesson. A few standards alignment highlights for this lesson. As far as the next generation science and engineering practices go, this lesson is all about obtaining, evaluating, and communicating information. They're evaluating their work thus far and making sure that they can communicate it clearly in their mission development logs and on their trifold board. There are also a lot of opportunities in this lesson to highlight social emotional learning standards around teamwork, metacognition, goals, and reflection. Time estimates for this lesson are about 6.5 hours. This will vary based on how well students have kept up with their documentation in the previous lessons. If students have been diligent about documenting their deliverables in every previous lesson, this lesson might go a lot quicker. But if they haven't been keeping up with that documentation or keeping an eye on what the deliverables are, then this lesson might take a bit longer. Another way to expedite this lesson is instead of having students share out as a group to the whole class, consider pairing up groups and have them just share out to one other group. This can make things go a lot quicker than having to pause the whole class to hear from every group. For more information, you can find this lesson plan and all of the resources I mentioned linked on our website, nesp.org. Good luck with this lesson.